Ever wondered how Elliott waves are created and how to count them? Welcome to our journey into the world of Elliott waves, which are fascinating patterns that play out in financial markets. Named after Ralph Nelson Elliott, who discovered them in the 1930s, these waves are a representation of crowd psychology in action, shifting between optimism and pessimism in natural sequences. This video is your guide to understanding these intriguing patterns as we dive into the process of creating and counting Elliott waves. You'll learn how they can provide valuable insights into market trends, helping traders to make informed decisions. We'll decode the basics, discuss their creation, learn how to count them, and explore their practical applications. Our aim is to demystify Elliott waves, making them an accessible tool for everyone interested in the world of trading, so buckle up. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of Elliott waves and how to use them. To fully grasp Elliott waves, we need to start with the basics. Elliott waves, named after the genius who discovered them, Ralph Nelson Elliott, are a fascinating principle of wave patterns that occur in the financial markets. Let's break down the basics. Elliott waves operate in a series of 8 waves, divided into a 5-wave impulse phase and a 3-wave corrective phase. The impulse phase, as the name suggests, is the part of the cycle where the market impulses or moves in the direction of the trend. This is where the action happens. It's the exciting part, where the market is making its big move, whether that's up or down. These 5 waves are labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The corrective phase, on the other hand, is the market's time to breathe. It's the part where the market corrects itself, moving counter to the trend. These 3 waves are labeled as A, B, and C. Now you might wonder why a trend would need to correct itself. Well, markets are not linear. They ebb and flow, rise and fall. The corrective phase is a natural part of this cycle. It's the market's way of balancing out the big move it made during the impulse phase. But here's the kicker. Each of these 8 waves is itself made up of a series of smaller waves. That's right, Elliott waves are fractal in nature. This means that whether you're looking at a 1-minute chart or a monthly chart, you'll see the same patterns repeating over and over again. In essence, Elliott waves are a roadmap to understanding market psychology. They reveal the collective emotions of traders, showing us when they're feeling bullish and when they're feeling bearish. They help us see the market's rhythm, its heartbeat, if you will. Now that you have a foundation, we can delve deeper into the creation of Elliott waves. So stick around, because we're about to dive into the heart of market psychology, and trust me, it's a journey worth taking. Creating Elliott waves might seem complex, but it's actually a systematic process. If you can count to 5 and then to 3, you're well on your way to mastering this technique. Let's break it down. Elliott waves consist of 2 major phases: a 5-wave impulse phase and a 3-wave corrective phase. The 5-wave impulse phase represents the main trend. Here, the waves move in the direction of the trend. Picture this as a surfer riding the waves, moving in sync with the ocean's rhythm. To create these 5 waves, start by identifying a significant price movement. This is your wave 1. Wave 2 is a partial retracement of wave 1. It's a slight step back, but don't fret. Think of it as gathering momentum for the next leap. Then comes wave 3, often the longest and strongest wave. This is where the trend really shows its might, like a surfer catching the biggest wave. Wave 4 is another slight retracement, a small pause in the action. Consider it as the calm before the final push. Finally, wave 5 is the last thrust in the direction of the main trend. This is where the trend reaches its peak, the pinnacle of its power. Moving on, the 3-wave corrective phase represents a counter trend. This phase consists of a set of 3 waves labeled as A, B, and C. These waves move against the direction of the main trend, providing a counterbalance to the 5-wave impulse phase. Wave A is a significant price pullback. Wave B is a partial retracement of wave A, and wave C is a final push against the main trend. It's like the ocean pulling back, preparing for the next set of waves. Understanding and creating Elliott waves might seem daunting initially, but it's all about spotting patterns and trends. It's a dance of numbers, a rhythm of the market. And don't worry if it doesn't come naturally at first. Like any new skill, it takes time and practice. But with each wave you draw, you'll get better, and soon enough, you'll be riding the market waves with ease. Remember, practice makes perfect when it comes to creating Elliott waves. Counting Elliott waves accurately is crucial for successful trading. Let's dive into the specifics of how to count these waves. The Elliott wave principle proposes that market trends unfold in 5 waves when moving in the direction of the main trend, and in 3 waves when moving against it. These waves are labeled 1 through 5 and A through C respectively. Now, to correctly count Elliott waves, you need to be able to identify the start and end of each wave. This is where your attention to detail truly comes into play. The start of the wave is typically where the price changes direction from the previous trend. The end, on the other hand, is usually where the price changes direction again. Remember, the first wave is usually the shortest, while the third wave is often the longest and most powerful. The fifth and final wave can be tricky to spot, as it tends to show signs of slowing momentum. However, it's not always as straightforward as it sounds. One common mistake that traders often make is miscounting the waves. This usually happens when one wave is mistaken for another due to their similar characteristics. For instance, the second wave can sometimes be mistaken for the fourth wave, as they both represent periods of correction. So how do you avoid these common counting mistakes? Well, one tip is to always keep an eye on the bigger picture. Don't get too caught up in the minutiae of each individual wave. Instead, try to understand the overall trend. This will help you correctly identify each wave and its place within the larger trend. Another tip is to use a charting tool. Charting tools can help you visually track and label the waves, making it easier to count them accurately. And finally, remember that practice makes perfect. The more you practice counting Elliott waves, the better you'll get at it. So don't be discouraged if you make mistakes in the beginning. Counting Elliott waves accurately will help you make more informed trading decisions. In the next scene, we'll look at how you can apply this knowledge practically. Stay tuned. Knowing how to create and count Elliott waves is just the first step. As we delve deeper into the realm of the financial markets, we discover that the true power of Elliott waves lies in their practical application. Just like a compass guiding a sailor through the vast ocean, Elliott waves can guide traders through the waves of the market, helping them chart their course towards successful trades. So how can traders harness the power of Elliott waves? Well, for starters, they can use these waves to predict market trends. Elliott waves are shaped by the collective psychology of the market, which moves in predictable patterns. By identifying these patterns, traders can forecast where the market is likely to go next. Imagine being at the beach watching the waves roll in. Just as you can predict the next wave by observing the current one, you can predict market trends by studying Elliott waves. If the waves are getting larger, it's a bullish signal indicating that prices are likely to rise. Conversely, if the waves are shrinking, it's a bearish sign that prices could be heading downwards. But Elliott waves aren't just about predicting trends. They can also help identify potential reversal points in the market. This is where the principle of wave cycles comes into play. Each Elliott wave cycle consists of 5 waves in the direction of the main trend, followed by 3 corrective waves. By counting these waves, traders can pinpoint when a trend is likely to reverse, giving them a strategic advantage. For instance, if a trader sees that the 5th wave of an upward trend is forming, they can prepare for a potential downturn. Similarly, if the 3rd corrective wave of a downward trend is unfolding, they can anticipate a possible uptrend. In essence, Elliott waves serve as a roadmap, helping traders navigate the twists and turns of the market. They provide valuable insights into market trends and reversal points, enabling traders to make informed decisions and optimize their trading strategies. With this knowledge, you're now better equipped to navigate the financial markets. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We started with an introduction to the fascinating world of Elliott waves, a form of technical analysis used by traders to predict market trends. We learned that these waves, which consist of 5 impulse waves and 3 corrective waves, can provide valuable insights into market psychology. Next, we dove into how to create Elliott waves. It's not just about drawing lines on a chart, but about understanding the underlying market forces. We learned that it's crucial to identify the start and end of each wave accurately. We then tackled the art of counting Elliott waves, a skill that can help traders anticipate market reversals and profit from them. We walked through several chart examples to illustrate this. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, understanding Elliott waves is a powerful tool in your trading arsenal. It's not just a theory, but a practical method that can lead to successful trading strategies.